Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever.
It always gets me there.
And all of that was from September to January. Like, we haven't done January till March. Welcome to This Is Mappa. I'm still Pafos here. How you feeling, Pafos?
Oh, a lot better after watching that. It's the highlight, isn't it? You kind of just see it all flash before your eyes, and then
PTSD, mate. PTSD.
yeah, a little bit, yeah. Especially that. But anyway, we'll get to one specific bit of it that'll come back. I think we'll talk about it a little bit later. One specific bit of that video.
Oh, for sure. For
yes.
sure. Well, look, let's just get cracking because there's loads to go through this evening. There's loads and loads and loads. Okay, so we will begin. We'll begin at the Alpha Mega where Apoel beats Paralimni by 2 goals to win their first victory of 2025. Strumia giving Apoel the lead before Nea Salamina making it 2-0 with 15 minutes to go. A penalty from Gottlieb pulled one back, but that wasn't enough to salvage anything. Apoel, their first win, as I said, of 2025. Their fans, well, not many of them were in the stadium, are absolutely buzzing, and they deserve that victory, Thassa, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They played well enough. It got a bit shaky at the end, obviously, with the penalty. Paralimni had a couple of chances, but in the end, I think it's well deserved for Apoel. I was watching the Kypros Nea Salamina goal, especially with the video that you put up on Instagram of him mixed with Goldberg, and I watched it like 2 or 3 times, and I saw as well that there's an Apoel fan that throws a scarf down onto the pitch. The thing is, though, right, there was only supposed to be under 14s and over 65s at that game. That gentleman that threw that scarf looked like neither of those.
Well, he could have been a 15-year-old that has developed very well because youngsters these days look older than.
Yes, sure.
I got fake ID though. There was a talking point that brought up by Ganadia full time. In fact, he put it on his Instagram, didn't he?
He did. Yes. So it reads off. It reads off a bit strange. I'm going to try and read it, but he's made some mistakes in his grammar, so I'm going to try and go for it. So we should not lose our ethics in football, so that football is not lost and does not destroy the football we all love so much. I hope that we should enjoy going to the stadium every week to watch good games and to support in a good way our team. The game against Apoel was actually supposed to be played without home fans for some games. Only children up to 12 years old and pensioners aged 65 and over are allowed today. Unfortunately, the people, round about 70 or 100 people behind me and my staff, was spitting at 30, 40 times by the opposing fans. Personally, I like very much when the fans support their club 100%. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we'll find out next week whether or not there'll be some more additional sanctions.
Well, Apoel are in a relegation battle with Salamina, so they're their relegation rivals. They could be their mucus rivals now.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Do you think it was the under 12s or the over 65s that were gobbing off at Dami Kanadi?
I would like to say it's the under 12s because they don't know any better, but it could be the over 65s with their dentures and all the, you know what old people are like, they spit when they talk and saying.
Yeah, you know, when you over celebrate, you do spray a little bit, don't you? So maybe when they scored the goals, there was too many people going ah.
Although we might find out next week with Vrionides, because if he says in his report that Apoel got fined for throwing missiles on the pitch and some of them were false teeth, then we'd know.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I would imagine so. False teeth, or like, I don't know, pencil cases.
Catheter bags.
Oh my god, that's one thing missing, isn't it? Although removing one of those must really hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zimmer frames, we could do that, couldn't we?
I mean, it's not that far off a bin. That one, is it?
Wait, I've got it. You know how they ripped out the seats to throw at the Abolon fans?
Yeah.
Stairlift seats.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's the winner. That's the winner. Bonus is bonus.
Cochacael.
Oh god.
Sorry.
I was gonna say bonus points if it still works as well. So it's like.
Oh, that's Isles climb up the table, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
See,
there
nothing beats a great intro video with highlights, just so you know to put more highlights in for the next time. Gadishimu.
Beautiful. Mark it down.
Vamos. Yalla.
So yeah. Awkward one, that one. But yeah, we'll see what happens next week.
Okay. Any more news?
Not from me. I didn't find anything for Ireland Paralimni other than that.
Well, here's something that was brought to my attention this morning. Again, it's all conjecture. It's all hearsay. So let's not say that this is true, just for the benefit of this conversation. But remember this guy?
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
Yep.
Remember how he wasn't registered at the beginning of the season because Ireland's foreign player quota was full? Well, it was brought to my attention this morning that they tried to rush his registration because he has a family member that is quite well off. Apparently, he owns a lot of hotels in Cyprus. And this person, allegedly, was interested in investing in IL. So in order to keep him happy, they need to speed up the process. Now, again, this isn't to say that there's nepotism going on here, because we know that it occurs in Cyprus, especially at some clubs. And Becker is a good goalkeeper, and no shadow of a doubt. However, it does seem a little bit coincidental. That's all I'm saying. But again, it's conjecture. So I'm not saying that it's true or a lie.
But yeah, there's no smoke without fire.
No, καπνό χωρίς φωτιά. You know?
There you go.
Φωτιές. Well, that'd be καπνούς.
No, καπνός σε φωτιά.
Yeah, but plural? Καπνί?
No, it's still be καπνό.
Καπνούς. Yeah, but would it be?
Yeah.
I need our viewers to correct me on this one. Or my daughter, she's doing all of
that. Remember, we're a pair of Charlies, so you know.
I'm way more. I'm off the Charlie meter. You're just you're teetering on the edge. I'm worse because I'm not even in England. You're what's it? Charlie?
I'm a Charlie.
Je suis Charlie.
There you go.
Sorry. I didn't mean.
Yeah, don't come up. Anyway, next game.
Right, next one. We are at Amonoia, and this was a very, very disappointing defeat for Salamina. They lost 3-2 against Omonoia. Plumain gave them the lead before Jorginho grabbed his first goal, acres of space. I don't know what the defending was about there. A penalty was then awarded for a handball. The ball wasn't too close to the hand, according to this referee. Oh, I recognize him. Fucking lunatic. Anyway, Jorginho made it 2-1, but then Velios turned back the clock and grabbed an equalizer just before half-time. But Christos Gallis made it 3-2. A great win for Mappa EXPLOSION. Not the result that Salamina wanted. And unfortunately, it led to something which we're going to discuss in a bit.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there with Nea Salamina. They had a few chances themselves. Very open game. Both teams had plenty of chances. Omonoia probably had the better ones though, and yeah, it is what it is. I mean, the Christos Gallis, I think, he scored on his 100th appearance for Omonoia as well. So a player getting 100th appearance for any club in Gibro is already an event in itself. But for him to score as well, and he's a defender, is even bigger accomplishment. Now,
There you go.
Now,
Now,
full time happened, and there was some trouble.
more phlegm.
I don't know if it was phlegm. I don't know what exactly happened, but whatever happened was serious enough for a lot of the news sites to pick up on it in Cyprus. And it also made its way into the club statement that they released a couple of days after the game.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, following the weekend, the board of directors at Nea Salamina released a very long statement, basically breaking down what they thought went wrong during the season, as far as they understand it. And I believe the first 4 paragraphs, the conclusion was, because they mentioned the fact that they kept a lot of the players from last season that performed well for them, and they brought in players that they thought would improve the team. You know, you look at a player like Apostolos Velios and you'd think that guy's going to get you goals, that kind of thing. And they also mentioned the fact that they have been through 3 coaches this season. Now, they've been through 3 coaches this season because they went through 4 or 5 paragraphs, and then the next paragraph was basically, oh, by the way, Savas Boursaididis has been released by mutual consent.
This breaks my heart.
Yes.
It actually breaks my heart because this coach is fantastic. And unfortunately, once again, panic button. Press that panic button. Quick, you need to press it and get rid of them as soon as possible. Let's see which manager is going to come in and fix this utter shit show.
Well,
honestly,
I'll tell you who it is because they announced him in that statement. Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, in essence, they've appointed Boursaididis and Christodoulou's assistant manager, Hector Gonzalez, to be in interim charge until the end of the season.
Hold on. Is this the same guy that took charge when Janevski got sacked for 1 game?
Yep.
Oh my God, I just thought he was there as caretaker. Like he's there till the end of the season now?
It seems to be the case, yeah.
Oh, they're done. They're done. No disrespect to the guy. No disrespect. But anyone that came in or ended up coming, done. Well, I don't even know why I said it because of him. He's just in general, they're fucked. They're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, so Poursa Ball version 3 lasted all of 8 games since January the 9th, 2023. 25, winning 1 and drawing 2 games. It's not exactly a great bit of form either, but, you know.
Do you think they've thrown in the towel now? Because let's get it right. As much as we've had a bit of fun at Mr. Daraboulis' expense, he knows a lot of people and he's got a lot of connections within the game. And given his time at Omonoia and the coaches that they brought in, you know, you'd have thought that he's got someone in mind, or maybe he's waiting until the end of the season to basically, again, push that red button, get rid of a whole bag of players, whole bag of staff, and then just start from scratch in Division 2. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of what they did last time they got relegated, isn't it? And that's when they brought in Boursaididis and He got them promoted. First time of asking, and then got them into top. Did he get him into top 6? He didn't get him into the top 6. He got them really close though, didn't he?
No, close.
Got them really close twice. So maybe a reset is what is required. And that Abolon, rather than bringing in another coach, paying him additional salaries and whatnot, is deciding to save the money and to try and get through the season, figure out what players should be staying, what players should be shipped out, and go from there, I guess.
Yeah, the whole thing stinks, man. The whole thing stinks. And then again, there'll be plenty of spitting in Division 2. So,
everyone
will be happy. Everyone will be happy in Division 2. Everyone will be happy.
Yes.
So, George, you've missed the sacking song. You haven't. Oh, you mean you've missed it as in like, oh, I miss you. Don't worry. We're not going to play it just yet because, as you know, we're going to use it later on. There's no point in me playing it twice.
Yeah. I mean,
good bothered.
I mean, there's also the title of the bloody video as well that kind of gives it away. But we'll get to
exactly. Who's that man? Oh no! Oh, he's going for flipping Morfire crew now. Shaolin. Oh, when we did that, yeah. South American accent is language.
We'll also get to that as well.
We'll go into that. We'll go into that. Yes, we shall. Right. Let's move on, shall we? On to the next game. And Garmiodisa beats Anorthosis by 2-1. You see scoring from the spots after 6 minutes. Delmiro making it 2. Conceição pulled one back. But Anorthosis slide continues. And a big win for Garmiodisa, especially in the grand scheme of things, given their relegation battle. This is a big 3 points, isn't it, Tasso?
Yeah, it is. And well worth the 3 points as well. Garmiodisa were the better team for quite a lot of the game. They had the better chances.
Is that a penalty? Do you think that's a penalty, by the way?
For me, it's too close to the hand.
To the hand, okay. we'll go with that from now on. That's.
You know what? You need to clip it. And then we just play it every time.
Yeah.
But they've been given. And we've argued when they've been given. So,
true.
So, yeah. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say Garmiodisa's penalty at the beginning was a little bit soft as well, but I don't think it's the first contact with the push. It's more the impediment once Christopoulos falls over.
He's clipped him.
Yeah, he clips him as he's falling over, and that's where the penalty is, I think. Whereas the commentator, when they were watching it back, was going, no, actually, he grabs him by the arm. He doesn't grab him by the arm. He tries to do something but fails, falls and clips.
Is that cable net bias? I hear, given that it is Anorthosis at home,
Maybe I don't want to say too much. The other thing that I thought was really funny watching the highlights back to make the notes was that when they showed Delmiro's goal, the replay of it, and you listen to the commentary, for some reason, for like a couple of seconds, everything's fast forwarded, and then it goes back to normal speed again. So it's like you're listening to the commentary, and then it goes, and then it goes back down again, back to normal timber and speed.
Do you know what I find amusing? We've pointed this out on so many occasions that a lot of content has disappeared from the highlights reels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether they edit it out afterwards or maybe they just don't put it in the first place, because we spot things when we watch these games live and we're like, why didn't that go in there? I'm sitting there thinking, is like, Kim Jong-un, the secret Kim Jong-un running these media platforms? I don't know.
Yeah, because they agreed they were going to show 60 minutes of Premier League games.
Yes, that's right. That's
in
right.
North Korea, yeah, this week as well, which I thought
And
was
none of the South Korean players,
yeah.
are going to be there. So can you imagine Spurs winning 3-0 and Son scores a hat trick?
Yeah, they'll all be given to Kulusevski.
Or they're just going to use AI and put someone else there. Maybe Kim Jong Un.
Either that, or they'll just show Ozzy Ardiles celebrating the goal.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh. I love Uncle Ozzy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Shout out Freddy, by the way, his son. Anyway, anything else?
Well, there's been some very interesting. Well, I would call them developments, but there's been some interesting stuff coming out of Anorthosis this week, hasn't there?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So I'm going to start from the beginning.
Oh God. In the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning.
In the beginning. You've seen that meme, right?
Have I?
You haven't seen it? Where the guy's trying to pronounce beginning and he's like, in the beginning. No? Oh,
no, I haven't. Sorry. No, I haven't. But yeah,
viewers, have you seen it? Viewers, anyone that's watching live? Sorry, maybe I'm just...
Send me it later.
I will. Okay.
Yeah. Now, so we've got the Anorthosis president, Kyriakos Brastidis, has come out with a few statements, obviously because of the Anorthosis result, they can't make the top 6. So everybody at Anorthosis are looking inward to see what's going on and what can be done. And the president Brastidis went on his private Facebook and put out a post on the situation that's befalling the club at the moment and the difficulties they've faced so far since the current board took over in the autumn. It's a long post. Again, I'm not going to read the whole bloody thing, but there was one paragraph in particular that interested me, and it's because of what's said and not said at the same time. There's a lot of context in the paragraph. So we could also make moves for impressions, renew contracts with huge amounts of money and talk big words. We will not do that because we did not come to close down Anorthosis, but to help it, even if only minimally, to get back on its feet. Now, I read that as we're not going to do what the 2 previous permanent boards of directors did. You know, like your Bullailis and your Sandys, who were throwing money at players, signing long contracts, not selling players when clubs come in for them for good money, that kind of thing. So I thought that was good. Now, it did mention as well, obviously, the improvements that they've made at the club regarding marketing and financing. The finance and marketing departments have increased in size. They've fixed the club shop, done some other things behind the scenes that fans wouldn't necessarily see that are improvements. So, yeah. For me, though, and I think for a lot of Anorthosis fans and people in general looking in Cypriot football, think that the main thing that needs to be done at Anorthosis before anything else is that financial audit. As soon as that financial audit finishes, then we know what we know what we don't know. There won't be many unknown unknowns, which will make Anorthosis more of a safe investment for somebody to come in. And I think...
Yeah, but there is definitely, which I'm sure you're going to mention in just a moment, there is definitely, we know why this money has come out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
have I pissed on your parade?
Well, no, we'll I'll keep going through the notes. Maybe okay. You haven't. Maybe you haven't. Maybe okay. Also you're bringing up something I don't know. So
no.
Sorry.
Well, my bad.
I'll keep going, and then you see you might jump in and go, actually, you don't know this. Now, so the club also released a statement inviting all previous directors and presidents for a meeting to help with the financial situation of the club.
What? Because they haven't tried that before.
Well, no, yeah, but I think it's a honey trap. You know, you get somebody like Bulairis or Sandys or who's the Hamdullah,
Sundays.
yeah, to show up to be like
that is funnier than the fucking stair lift.
and that
That's brilliant.
they show up, and then what you do is you bring the SWAT team on them, and that's it. You just go whoop. There you go.
Right. Okay.
And then you do the whole Barack Obama meme. We got him. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, but they did the big statement anyway, specifying that the current economic situation may have serious and unpleasant consequences. And this is the bit where I'm thinking maybe that's what they're planning, because serious and unpleasant consequences both for our association and on a personal level. Since, as has already been announced, criminal prosecutions have been brought against former board members, and further developments are not excluded. Yeah. So here we go. We've got the times that our association is going through are critical and require the solidarity of all of us. In this difficult time, no one should remain uninvolved. I therefore make a personal and public appeal to all of you to stand united next to our Anorthosis. Further division and internal conflicts have no place in this difficult period. Guided by both the successes and the mistakes of the past, let us move forward with unity and dedication for a strong future for our team. We hope for a positive response from everyone and for your presence at the meeting. Now, personally, I think it's going to be Brastidis sat by himself with a full buffet. And no one's going to touch because no one's going to be there.
Do you know what? I think it's going to be the opposite. And I'll give you my conspiracy theory behind this. I think they know where a lot of the money has gone. I think the current president is holding all of the cards. And he's reached out to all of these previous board members who are involved in this. And basically it's come here. Let's talk it out in the open rather than on WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever it is that they're doing, and fix this problem. Because if I'm going down, best believe all of you are coming with me, and you're going away for longer than I am because I've just got here. I've got my get out of jail cards, literally. I've only just come here. Whereas you lot, it's a little bit sticky. And don't forget, you might live in another country, but your assets, or a lot of them, are right here. So I think he's playing a bit of 4D chess here. I think.
Yep. I think you're correct. Again, it goes back to that financial audit as well, doesn't it?
I bet it's done. I bet it's done.
Right.
I bet it's done. And they know. They know
There you
already.
go. Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just speculating here. Again, it's conjecture. It's conjecture.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I would call him shrewd, but there's something that's going to come up a little bit further down the note here.
Yes.
That makes me think. Are you as clever as you're showing yourself to be? But yeah,
Could be a gamble.
Yep. But that's what I had on that situation.
Yes.
There's another situation that developed at Anorthosis, and
Yeah.
I think it's ended.
This is the one that I mentioned. So let's start from the beginning.
In the beginning. Yeah. In the beginning. Yeah.
In the beginning. So let's start in the beginning.
In the beginning. There we go. Right. So.
I recognise the guy on the left.
Oh yeah, he's a guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a guy. Yeah.
He's that unit that tried to fight Sapinto.
They better still be paying him.
Yo.
Because if they're not paying him, they're in trouble.
It's like Dolph Lundgren's lost his hair. Wow.
He looks like the bad guy in the first Blade Runner.
Grant Mitchell and Brock Lesnar had the son. Flipping hell.
Oh my god. We're making fun because we're very far away from him and he can't find us.
Yes.
Right. So we have to talk about the guy on the right, though. There's a fella called Julios Gonaris.
Yeah, he looks like Jack Sparrow if he was working for a football club.
Yeah. It looks like it looks like if we tried to hide that we were bald.
Yes,
Yeah.
Very true.
The Anorthosis basically announced that they fired the team manager Julios Gonaris. Because, normally when they announce somebody's leaving, it's almost always by mutual consent, even though most of the time it probably isn't. But they normally always say mutual consent. So you picked up on this, is that they didn't say mutual consent. What did they say in the actual announcement? It was something else, wasn't it?
Let's look at the statement.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, reports indicated that he was held responsible by the board for the failure to include 2 Cypriot players in the starting lineup for the last match against Gisa, a requirement by the Cyprus FA to avoid fines. Now,
you only had one job.
Yeah, but he's not picking the team. That's my first thing. So basically, his job was to turn around to Camoranesi and go, remember, we need to have at least 2 Cypriots in the first 11.
But they haven't got any players left. Everyone's gone.
Everybody's gone or injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So put one of the fans on. I don't know.
Get Buffon.
Yeah, exactly. Get Buffon on.
Yeah.
Get him in defence. It will sort out Usis. Usis would have gone flying before he'd even gone into the box. So yeah.
Oh God.
Now, beyond the fine as well, Anorthosis now, because of this mistake, miss out on the split of the 200,000 euros that the Cyprus FA announced that they were going to give away to the teams who never got fined for not playing enough Cypriots throughout the league season. That means Anorthosis now missed out.
Kick in the balls.
That's a kick in the
balls.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big thing to miss out on. I think basically Anorthosis were the 6th team to get fined for not playing enough Cypriots. It's Apoel, Omonia, Aris, Abolon, Pafos. I know they're the 7th.
Yeah.
They would be the 7th team. So that leaves 7 teams left, and they split that 200 grand.
Okay.
Yeah. So what would that be? I'm not doing it now. It'd be the 40.
That doesn't matter.
Anyway, it's substantial enough. Now, match day 25 was the first time that Anorthosis didn't field 2 Cypriots in the first 11. So, now, personally, I don't think that's the reason, right? Because he's not the one that picks the team, right?
No.
Camoranesi picks the team. Yes? And Camoranesi, throughout the season so far, has been picking 2 Cypriot players. He hasn't picked it. Sometimes, a couple of times he's picked 3, but he's always picked at least 2. So he is aware of the rules in place, right?
How long do you think he's been at the club?
Who? Gonaris?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would suspect he's been there a while. What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking anything. I'm not thinking anything that could get me sued.
Okay, so let's say you have a friend. His name is James Connor, right?
Yes.
Jules Connor. Let's go, Jules Connor. Jules Connor, right? And he's the team manager for Nea Salamina.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Now, if you knew anything about Jules Connor at Nea Salamina, what would it be?
I would say that if Jules Connor has been at the club since 2008, he knows a lot of things. He knows a lot of people, and perhaps Jules has been involved in certain things, or maybe he's too close to certain people, and perhaps Jules has been maybe a little bit disruptive in the background. Again, perhaps. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just putting my conspiracy theory hat on.
Yeah.
Other stuff I've got. Perhaps.
Do. Yes.
Let's just say there's some dibby die going on.
There's some what? Sorry.
Nothing.
All right. Okay. All right.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I mean, why would I say that?
Oh God. He's
back. He's back.
Oh, there he is. Ruslan.
Hi, Ruslan. I'm glad you're back in Cyprus. Hello to the anti-AL fan of yours.
Anti-AL. Okay. All right.
Ruslan, don't worry. We've briefly touched on your club. Briefly.
Yeah.
Although there is one other thing I forgot to mention, but I'll mention it afterwards. Don't worry.
All right. Okay. All right. No, that's fine.
Yes.
Yes. Woof. Right. So, yeah. Now, that was basically why I had for Anorthosis. Did you have anything else?
No, negative, Captain.
Okay, well then
we're done.
Let's continue.
Yes, I can't wait for the next one. Yeah, so exciting. Yeah. Right, next game. If I can find the bloody thing. 1 second, sorry. There we go. Right. So, the next game. Painful. Abolon beats Ethnikos by a 1-0. Penalty scored by Doragarai, but the penalty was conceded by Sadi.
So slow, man. So slow.
Now, before we go into this, Doragarai gives them the lead, and then Bruno Santos decides to assault the goalkeeper. No one's mentioned anything, by the way. And this is the same player that stepped on Loizo's neck a few years ago and he was playing for IL. And I don't even know why he was going for the ball. Why do you need to get the ball? Your team's scored. You're winning the game. You're not chasing the game. But, nothing.
He got a yellow card for that.
Yeah. Well, he's fucking punched the goalkeeper's stomach. Like, you think that he got more. Was the belly too close to the hand?
Yes, the belly was too close to the hand.
Belly was too close to the hand.
Yeah.
The belly was too close to the hand. Well, that's what. Look, there's nothing really to talk about this game as a match in the whole. Abolon win the game. They're already guaranteed top 6.
Yeah. No, it was more like the post did a lot that game.
Yeah.
I've got where is it? Doragarai almost scored with a cheeky one-touch back heel that bounced off the post. Brenner Almeida hit the top of the crossbar with a looping header. Lomote thought he scored near the end of the game, but Kuhn pulled off a great save that pushed his header onto the post as well. And then in the 92nd minute or so, Danilo Spoljaric also hit the post for Abolon right at the end. So There was a bit of action, but obviously only one goal in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, penalty.
Well, look. Yeah, I want to talk about this. I'm going to
Yeah.
do it. I
Do it.
was.
Do it.
I'm gonna. Yeah. So look, I want to show you this again. Now, this player is a youngster. Okay, he's 23, 22, 23. Right. That is a clumsy challenge. Okay, a clumsy as hell challenge. Now you could say, you know, it was youthful exuberance and whatnot.
It's not.
And you could say,
exuberance.
well, look, I'm starting off fair.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I'm starting off fair, and then I'm going to go in. And you could say that when he was at Blackburn Rovers, because obviously he's on loan, when he was at Blackburn Rovers in the under-23s, he played a lot of games at centre-back. But does a centre-back make tackles like that? No, they don't. Not good ones anyway, right? So he's been put centre midfield for Ethnikos. And I'm thinking to myself, as we said it last week, it doesn't really, you know, I'm thinking I'm expecting a player that played in that's a championship quality player, you know, a very good Blackburn academy. He's come to the club, and you're at Ethnikos where there's hardly any pressure. You're there to get minutes, to get experience. And yes, this is a learning curve for him, but I don't see anything special about him whatsoever. And I thought, let me just delve into this a little bit more. And I checked the stats. And I showed you these stats.
Yep.
This is from SofaScore, okay? And they're as accurate as I think they are anyway, right? And I'm looking at this. Balls recovered per game, 6.7. That's almost 7 recoveries every game. All right, dribbled pass per game, whatever. Clearances per game. It's not even 1 clearance per game, and he's a holding midfielder. 5 errors leading to a shot. And then you look at successful dribbles. Okay, you don't expect him to be beating 2-3 players, but total duels won. He's won 30% of his challenges on the ground. And check out the aerial duels, 46% for a central defender that plays holding midfield.
Yeah.
For me, this is it's bad. And people are going to say to me, "Oh, well, you're being too harsh." I said it last week. I personally believe he was brought in to the club as a favor for someone. Okay, and I don't care what anyone says. Come at me, because what his agent has done, he's thrown into the fucking lions, because the Barathima is a very, very unforgiving league. We've spoken to numerous players who've played at a much, much higher level, and they've struggled in this league, or they struggled to get into it properly the first few months. This lad has come into the team, and they've only got 1 win in 5 since he's been in the team. Now, obviously, it's not his fault. I'm not saying it is. But his agent or whoever decided it was a great idea to send him to Ethnikos, it's bonkers. And this is my opinion. I don't even think Badia wants to pick him. I'm just saying, this is, again, my opinion. I'm probably wrong. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, though.
But it's a thing about
Blackburn, let him play in the under-23s, and he might end up at, I don't know, Barnsley or Northampton, or I don't know.
Well,
but he wasn't ready to come. I'm sorry. They've smashed him. They've smashed him.
There's an issue with. There's always an issue with players that come from England to Cyprus, because they're expecting a game that's similar to Cyprus. What they don't realize is, obviously, the league is full of Portuguese and Brazilian players, so it's a lot more about technique rather than. Well, I mean, Aris is changing that with pace. Aris and Pafos are changing that with the pace side of things. But the game can be quite slow in Cyprus, where it's more involved with the technique, the passing, the intricacies. Whereas the training in the UK to get used to bring up your level is more based about pace and strength. So it's not really suited to the Brodasnima. And that challenge, that challenge for that penalty is very indicative of that kind of issue that you'd see with English players from the lower leagues coming to Kipro.
Well, look, it's Gigi's team. If he wants to do his mate Son a favour, you can continue doing that, mate. But the fact is, if you keep doing this stupidness, then your team's going to end up in Division 2. That's the way I see it. Because Baddy's going to get a job elsewhere. He's a better coach than Ethnikos, no disrespect. And the players that he's assembled, the squad that he's assembled, right? You could tell a Baddy a player, yeah? You could tell David Baddy a player in that squad. And this lad is not one of his players. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. Sorry. Whatever.
I mean, the other thing is he's coming to the team as well now that Ethnikos are almost kind of guaranteed safe.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no pressure. Yeah. There's no pressure. And yet he's putting in challenges like that. I mean, look, again, Ethnikos aren't a big team. They hardly get any supporters. So the pressure, and that's even that as well. There's no supporters. There's hardly any pressure.
Hold on.
Right.
There is one specific supporter at Ethnikos who will make his opinion well known to everybody, as you're well aware, because you keep pointing him out every time he yells something at the
oh mate, of course. You can't forget him.
I stood that back soon.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yeah, but I'm scared too.
No, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I think we got one more game before the one that you really need to get scared for.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Come on, Thazo. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Go.
It'll get better. It'll get better. I promise. Right. Next game. And come on. Hello? Yes, so Ike beats Omonoia Ismail by 2-0. Godzul Apoel giving them the lead with a lovely hairnet purchased from Jumbo for less than 60 cents. And then Enzo Cabrera making it 2-0. Oh, he came from Ethnikos and he did pretty well last season, didn't he? I don't think his agent's son tried to, or his agent's mate tried to get him there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so Ike win 2-0. Not as easy as the scoreline suggests. 2 Omonia, 2 Furious had their chances too, but they didn't take them. But yeah, Cabrera didn't score until the 85th minute, so Ike was sat with that 1-0 for quite a while as well, and they were on the back foot for a little bit there as well. So yeah.
It definitely was. And for a team like, Ajax, you'd think that they would steamroll their opponent who are bottom of the table. But it just seems that Omonoia Ismail right now, they're putting up more of a fight now that it looks like they're down. It's bizarre. It really is.
Well, yeah. I think they have made a couple of really good signings as well in the January transfer window, which has helped them out a lot. That what's his name? Nkulu?
Well, you mean Nlandu, the guy that
Nlandu
should have signed to be a holding midfielder because he's far better. I mean, sorry. But again, maybe his agent's mate didn't get him a move that I don't know. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, nothing really happened for the two teams in that game. So there's not really much news to go on apart from that.
Well, there is a little bit of news, and it only made one website, because for those of you who don't know, we did an interview the other day with Luciano Bebe, former Apoel and Omonia. Really good episode with Ruslan. Thank you, Ruslan, again for joining us. Fantastic insight into his time at Apoel on and off the field. Said a few things which, again, didn't make many of the websites, apart from one, because at least Supersport had the cojones to write something about Apoel. And they publicized what Luciano said about Henning Berg, because he didn't want Silas. He suggested Henning Berg to take the Apoel job. And it was actually Sophocleos that wanted Silas. So Henning Berg, who was without a club at the time, was the guy that Luciano wanted to take charge of Apoel at the beginning of last season or the year before. Is it last season? Year before? Year before. Year before, yeah. Yeah. So who knows what could have happened then? Anyway, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Watch the interview if you haven't already. It's a very, very interesting look behind the scenes.
And I put chapters as well. So if you don't want to watch the beginning where he was talking about his time in Brazil and his favorite players, etc., and we spoke about Ronaldo and Ronaldinho and all that, you can skip through it. There's a lot of interesting stuff.
There's a little rant in there by Ruslan that everybody needs to cover as well. I've got to say, Ruslan had an opinion. It was very passionate, but also he put it in very succinct words. I was surprised that he didn't have it written where he was reading.
I'll tell you what. With the one thing you can guarantee with Ruslan is 100% professionalism. Yeah. And he wasn't going to jump on the show and F and blind about things. And he just said what it is, what it was, and he's fully transparent. And what you see is what you get. He says what he means, and he means what he says.
Well, I'll tell you something. I watched it for Ruslan. Bebe was there. I was like, yeah, Bebe. Okay, I want to hear about what Ruslan thinks.
Came from his heart. Came from his corazón. Right. Yeah. Let's go. That's all.
I know.
That's all. Apoel went to the Alpha Mega again and got absolutely pounded by
Aris. Watch Chibak here. What kind of
Jayden Mortnor scored? Wait. I can't do this. I can't do this without doing this first. Right.
Okay.
Jayden Mortnor gave Ari the lead. Let me say Oh. And if you know, you know. Sorry. Bengtson made it 2-0 before Gogorin made it 3. And Thasso, there's two things we'd like to point out here. First of all, my friend, I want to go with Gogorin's goal because look at where he picks up the ball. He's on the halfway line. And afterwards, he plays it square and he just walks along. No one picks him up. It's a great finish, don't get me wrong, but no one picks him up. But I think you're going to speak more about the first goal.
I wasn't even going to bring up Gogorin's. I was going to talk about the other two. Yeah.
The floor is yours.
So, that first goal, Mortnor, it's not even... Chibak, I don't know where Chibak is looking. Mortnor is just going, he's sneaking around him like some kind of ninja. Because it was as if he had no idea he was there. He obviously knew he was there. He must have known he was there because he's a 34-year-old right back. So for him to not know he was there would be a schoolboy error. Because watch.
That's all.
He's not paying any attention whatsoever.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, look at his reaction. Buries himself.
I don't want to batter him. I
I want to batter him because every time I say something about him, somebody always comments afterwards. Yeah, but he's our best player. If he's our best player, we might as well be playing in the second division now. Jigani. What is that? Anyway, second goal, Benson's on the halfway line and he's sprinting as the ball is coming down the wing. He runs past 5 separate players. 5 of them. None of them react to it. None of them. Absolute useless. Completely useless in defense. Completely useless up front as well. El Arabi had a golden chance to put us 1-0 ahead, like right at the beginning of the game, and just played it into Van Alves's hands. I was going to make a pun about Jayden Mortnor scoring. I was going to say there's no limit to my disappointments in this Apoel performance. I mean, I would say Aris weren't even that good. That's how poor Apoel were in this game. They lost 3-0 to an Aris team that was kind of walking it. And yeah, disappointed does not. I don't know, man.
Do you know what surprised me most about this performance? It wasn't the defensive. Can I use the word display? Was it even that? It was a display of shite.
Horror show.
What it was for me was the lack of heart and lack of fight. The amount of times, I mean, if you look at the first goal, the way that you lost the ball in the middle of the park, and even the third goal, the way you lost the ball in the middle of the park, it was a half-assed challenge. It was a 50-50. There was no intent to win the ball or even take out the man. And you're thinking, this is a big game for you lot. It's a big game. And it's almost as if they were just backing off and they were, it seemed to me, part of them were just like, well, we know this coach is going to get the sack. So it doesn't matter. Let's put him out of his misery. That's just how it seemed anyway. Yeah.
Because it's not just that as well, right? I'm going to look at the team sheet again, right? Right? You've got Belic. How old is he? Teixeira, how old is he? El Arabi, again, how old is he? Susic, Chebak, Drazic Laifis, they're 32. It started with a couple of young players, like Gano, Corbu, Sachas. Sachas was the one diving into tackles, they're kind of trying to do the Abanya role, right? And then he shipped him off. Was it? Yeah, he shipped him off and put Meyer on. As you know, he took Maioli off again. Another young player. He took Maioli off and he put where is it? Where is it? He took Maioli off and he put Marquinhos on in the 60th minute. He took El Arabi off, and you're thinking, oh, okay, well, he's gonna change something, and he put fucking Pizzi on. He's the man has been clueless from the beginning, and it kind of continued on as it started. But yeah, absolute disgraceful performance for the last 3 games have been even worse than what the base level of what we were at, which wasn't great to start off with either. But yeah,
there's a comment here. You're right, Thasso. Bengtson ran 30 to 40 minutes in a straight line with ease. And again, it's ball watching. It's not picking up a man. It's the basics.
No. It wasn't just ball watching. Benson steams past all of them, and they're all just jogging back and not even warning the other player in front of him to go to get him.
Man, somebody got goal in goal. He walks from the halfway line. He passes the ball and he just walks. You know?
I don't know. Very disappointing performance. But the last 3 have all been like that.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. There's only 2 ways you're scoring goals this season, and it's from set pieces, crosses and headers, and the same when you get the ball out wide. That just seems to be the only way you guys are scoring goals. I can't believe it. The lack of creativity, the lack of anything. And I thought, again, we're going to go back to this again. I hate to do this, but I remember when we were defending our title and we finish out the top 6, but your season is just flipping terrible. And there's still another 12 to go.
12?
11.
13.
You sure?
Yeah.
You got 10 in the...
No, sorry, 11. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's 10 in the second phase and 1. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's 11.
Still 11 to go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah. So a thing happened afterwards. There was press conferences and announcements and things happened. And then, there was finally the announcement came through. Something happened. you wanna do the thing?
No, I will bring him up on the screen. Let me bring him up on. Is that him?
Oh, there
That's
he
him.
is.
There he is.
There he is. There he
There
is,
he
and there
was.
he's not. There he is not. So, yeah. Manolo Jimenez. He is EXO. He's
Yes,
EXO.
he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. So there's a song that goes with that, though, isn't there?
There is indeed, mate. It's just that, you know, when you went, man, oh no, I thought you were going, man, oh no, oh no.
No, that's for David Callejo. But you know what?
Okay.
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you because you like it so much. Man,
But he's Spanish as well.
Man, oh no, he's not here.
Oh, no, he's not
No.
here.
He's not here.
There you go.
Mr.
There you go.
Manolo, he's not here.
So Poursa's gone. Manolo
Yep.
Jimenez has gone, which means, George, this is for you, my friend.
Here we go again, it's another day. Another manager is out, he couldn't stay. The ink's still wet on that brand new deal, but in Cyprus change is all too real. Oh, another manager is out. It's no surprise we scream and shout. Last season, 18, the year before was more. In this revolving door, who's keeping score?
Like London buses, you wait for one and two come at the same time. 2 more managers gone, taking our total to 15. We're 3 away from last season's tally, and there's still over 2 months to go.
Yeah. So we are now over the amount of teams that there are in the first division.
Yes, correct.
Yes. And bearing in mind, there are still 3 teams who have still got the same manager they started with at the beginning of the season.
Yes, correct. Ethnikos. No.
Oh, sorry, 4. 4 then.
Ethnikos, Omonoia, Aris, and Pafos.
Yeah.
No, and Omonia in Ismail.
Oh my God. That must be some kind of record, right? 5 teams that still got the same coach they started with.
Yeah.
That means the 50 changes are being done by 9 teams.
9 teams.
It's
impressive.
The numbers are mind-boggling.
Impressive. Well, some comments. Roslan says Apoel deserves such as the next coach. Teddy P says dead man walking. Andy K, Thassos rages every Apoel supporter. Hashtag we are Thassos. And the next question is for you, Thassos, which is a good segue onto, I believe, our next story. Are you muggy in or muggy out? The muggy hokey cokey, the manidara hokey cokey, the mushroom hokey cokey.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that question is. I'm gonna go through some notes that I've got written here.
Oh my God, man!
Specifically on Jimenez, and then I'll move over to King Fungus afterwards. Now, since taking over October the 12th, Jimenez took over 27 games with 12 wins and 8 draws. What I find very interesting is his points per game ratio is almost exactly the same as Jose Dominguez, and has been at around that point all the way through his tenure. But Dominguez gets the sack. Anyway, the other manager this season that we've had is has the worst record at Apoel since Mick McCarthy. So that's saying something about what Callejo's record was for the 5 teams they So yeah, I said it before when they sacked Dominguez, and when they did, that it was a huge mistake. And when Jimenez came in, I kind of shrugged and said, he's fine, I guess. And I said I'd give him until the international break. I got the wrong international break, but I was still right. I said November international break, but It's fine. What I will say is I've written a script for a video that I'm going to record over the next couple of days about Jimenez and what he said in press conferences and all this business and stuff that's happening behind the scenes at Apoel. But one of the things that made me laugh was he claimed that there were 9 injured players in the last game. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I could pick a first 11 that was my best players, but I've got 9 players injured." He's actually got 10. He actually had 10 players injured for that game, but it was counting. Now that Jimenez is gone, Apoel announced that the under-19s head coach and academy director, Vangelis Samios, is taking over on an interim basis. I'm hoping to see more of Gatirgis and some more young players. But, instead of these 34-year-olds that can't run and can't keep up with, younger players. But, experience-wise, he's 60 years old. He's been in youth football since 2007. He spent most of his time in the Ethnikos academies. He's been there for the 15 of the 18 years that he seems to have a CV for. Personally, I think if he gets 3 lots of points against Omonia, just for pride more than anything else, just try to win the games versus Omonia, and then anything else is a bonus at this point. Obviously, those young players will be right up for it, especially against Amonia.
You'd hope.
Well,
you'd hope that young everyone should be up for that game. Everyone.
Yeah. I'm looking at players like Safo, Chebak, Susic, some of the Pizzi, some of these other players. They kind of just we'll get to the end of the season and then we'll just wave this goodbye and move on. Problem is the person that needs to go is still there though. There he is. There's King Fungus himself. So the Apoel board of directors decided to release a statement because obviously there's a lot of negative pushback on Petridis, his vice president, and all the people surrounding them. So they had to release a statement that goes a little bit like this. We communicate with the Apoel community so that there is objective information and any misinformation is avoided. The administration once again confirms its readiness to discuss and support any change at the administrative level. There is no proposal before us to date for consideration beyond an exploratory approach made by former administrative officials. The Apoel community can be assured that any official proposal submitted will be examined in a positive spirit, with the hope that it can lead to the next day with optimism. We also assure you that if we accept any official proposal for a change of management, we will present it not only to the shareholders, but also to the entire Apoel community with complete transparency so that they know the truth and its content and can judge. We confirm once again that in our 11 years of administration, we have never accepted or rejected any proposal to date. As a management team, we continue to do our best to improve our competitiveness and are intensifying our efforts to resolve and settle financial issues affecting our team. We ask every pure Apoelista to stand by the team and support it until the end of the season. We ask neither for leniency as an administration nor for personality cults. We accept the good faith criticism and we ask that you support our players and the new coaching staff starting on Saturday in the match against Omonia Nicosia. Our main goal is the recovery of our team at all levels, competitive and otherwise, so that Apoelistas can once again become the proudest fan in Cyprus. So, for me, that's a lot of which will basically lead to exactly the same thing that happened with Abolon the season after they won the title. Remember when the shit show against Jimenez happened, where Makridis resigned, and then the board promised to resign at the end of the season, and then in the end, Gisa was like, you know what? Actually, we didn't receive any offers, so I'm gonna stay. Yeah, and none of that happened, and look at Abolon since. Now, they're lining up the expectation that We tried to find someone to take over the team, but oh no, look, Petridis has to stay because he's the only one who is big and brave enough to handle the burden, at the end of the season. But yeah, it's amazing. No personality cults. King Fungus talks about no personality cults. The biggest ego on the island. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to sign Al Arabi because Bika. Yeah. And the other thing as well is we confirm once again that in our 11 years of administration, we have never accepted or rejected any proposals to date. Even though there's receipts, there's recorded fucking receipts from the guy himself saying, I went to Ukraine while the war was happening and I went and met an investor and he gave an offer to buy the team and I rejected it. Because even though I went to Ukraine like a big brave boy, even though the war was on, I rejected the offer because it wasn't good enough. So, bullshit. All of that statement is just, it's not even the good kind of bullshit that you could at least put on a field. You could grow your patates and you get some really nice patates from it. It's like this runny diarrhea bullshit that just stinks up the place and poisons everything. That's what it is. Now, the other thing is as well is a lot of people outside of Apoel kind of look at the Bansifi, the supporters union of Apoel, and basically kind of pejoratively call them like Petridis is arse lickers. But the statement that they put out last week as well basically was like, while we want to see change in the running of the team, we need to support the team, and we should actually go against the people that talk against the people that run the club. Yeah, because the people that talk against the people that run the club are the ones that are at fault for all this situation. Yeah, they're the ones that didn't pay the tax bill for the last 5 years and didn't pay social security contributions like they were supposed to. Yeah. Anyway, and despite all these statements and trying a positive spin on all this bullshit, the fans, the normal fan, is starting to see through it and is not accepting the stuff that's coming out of the Bansifi or the club. So a lot of social media comments are calling they're calling Petridis a traitor. He should resign. He should voluntarily hand himself to jail. I saw one person put, otherwise people will be coming for you. There's all kinds of stuff that's being said at the moment. And that man is hanging on by his fingertips. It just needs somebody to just stand on them so it just falls off the precipice. Anyway, that's us out.
Yeah. So this situation is actually worse than what the media are leading people to believe. We've always known about the club's financial difficulties, and somehow this club has managed to stay afloat and bring in players, and somehow it's been done. But eventually, when you cut corners so much, you're going to get found out. And the fact remains that the people that were so loyal to him for years and years, they are now becoming restless. They're becoming frustrated. And I think it has a lot to do with what other clubs with money are doing. And it's a knock-on effect for everyone. But it's not just clubs that are doing well in terms of spending money to bring in big name players. It's clubs that are very well run, that are smaller. And I'll give you one example. AEK. They've had probably just as many head coaches probably, or thereabouts. But yet they're financially stable. They're bringing in good players. They have a structure, and they're challenging for the title. Excuse me, blimey, ugh. You know when you burp and
yeah,
sorry,
I know.
Oh, I hate it. It's that sick feeling. Anyway, long and short of it is, pressure burst pipes, and it has now come to the point where it's teetering on the edge of no return in terms of the relationship with Petridi and the supporters. Yes, he's still got his loyal band of merry men or minions or whatever you want to call them, like with Baba Savro, right? But the fact remains, the worse off this club gets, the more people are going to crank up the pressure, and it's getting louder and louder. And with the ultras now coming out with a statement, yeah, watch this space.
Yep. Listen, there's a couple of things that happened since the summer where I was like, oh no, and it started from when we lifted the title, like the actual the ceremony where Petridis came rocking out holding the title. He was like, oh look, I did it, look at this thing that I did. I thought that's it, it's gone to his head. And it's proven to be the case. He's gone and signed players over his coach's heads. You know, El Arabi wasn't a Gallejo signing, I can tell you that for free.
No, that was posturing.
Pizzi.
Posturing.
You know, it's not. He's gone. He's gone. If he's not gone by March because he's been arrested and handcuffed because of the non-payment of the social security contributions, then he's going to run very far away because there's a lot of people that are going to be looking for his head.
Oh yes.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Right, shall we move on?
Let's go.
Final game, not as eventful, but Omonia beats Pafos by 2-1. Correa giving Pafos the lead and celebrating in front of the Omonia fans. Not a good idea, especially with Bruno Felipe doing the same. Helanda equalized for Omonia, and then Stepinski grabbed the winner. Super Mario, as the Ari fans are now calling him again. And yeah, it wasn't Gusolo, by the way, because the commentator said it was. And Omonia win the game by 2-1, getting some revenge from the European exit. But Thasso, I'll be honest with you, this for me was the best Omonia performance I've seen in a long time. Not because of the style of play, not because of the football, because the football was just okay. Mm-hmm. But it was the utter shithousing from minute 1 to 90 plus. It was late challenges. It was physical. It was roughing up Pafos. And that appears to be the way to beat them. Smash them to bits, and they don't like it. They don't like it because they're bullies, Pafos. Okay, and that's not a bad thing because I've got no problem with that. If you can outmuscle your team and your opponents and, kick them off the field to win, do it. And that's exactly what Omonia did. Absolutely brilliant.
I think when I messaged you as well is what Apoel did to get the result that they did at the Super Cup. And yeah, it seems like these Pafos players, their weakness seems to be that their heads just go as soon as a team just squares up to them. I've written in my notes, it's a shithouse performance with crunching tackles, just like Mama used to make.
That's it.
Beautiful. It was like, I know, because at heart, I'm like I'm kind of a bit of a chopper defender when I was playing at uni. So for me, a bit of shithousing, I'm like, yes, even if it's Omonia. But yeah,
it's like they say, if you can't take the ball, make sure you take the man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and to add a little bit of spice to it, when Pafos scored the first, Bruno's gone up to the Omonoia fans like that again, like he did in Limassol, and he got it. He got it from the fans. He got it all over the pitch. Even Ingebrigtsen came off the bench, and the first thing he did was absolutely smash Bruno, and he didn't like it. He did not like it. He stopped playing after that.
Yeah.
In fact, it came to the point where they smashed Tankovic, who'd come on, and they put him at right wing back because he couldn't do the running.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. It was beautiful to see, man. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it was a very, very, very good performance from Amonia, and Pafos, like the way that the weakness was kind of opened out for everybody to see. I would expect a lot of teams in the top 6, especially the ones who are going to be going for the title, to be utilizing the same kind of tactics.
Yep.
So I would see Carcedo in the next few weeks complaining about the roughhouse tactics that a lot of the teams are using against his team.
Yep. And interestingly enough, a couple of players had cramp. So perhaps they're starting to feel the physical strain because they've got a game on Thursday against your Gardens.
Yep.
Your Gardens.
DJ at the beginning, man. Okay, you don't pronounce the D, I get it, but you can't pronounce the J either. No, I'm not having it. Anyway, go on.
Okay.
Go on, carry on.
Oh, I'm just saying they got your Gardens on Thursday, and then Ethnikos on the Sunday or the Monday, I think. And Ethnikos is not going to be easy. And if that Sadi plays, then he's going to get stuck in because he can't tackle, so he will just foul. You know?
Yes, very correct.
But yeah.
So,
league table.
League table.
Here you go, Thasso. Down to you, my guy.
There it is. Pafos first with 61 points. Aris second with 58 points. Aik in third with 54 points. Omonia in fourth with 52 points. 9 points. Apoel in fifth with 40 points.
And still 21 points.
Yeah. Abolon in sixth with 39 points. And then that's the confirmed top 6. As Anorthosis, even though they're on 36 points in 7th place, only 3 points behind because of results between the two teams. Anorthosis can't overtake Abolon. So they stay in 7th with 36 points. Akna are in 8th with 28 points. Ael are in 9th with 24 points. Jimenez are in 10th with 24 points. Omonia are in 11th with 23 points. Paralimni are in 12th with 19 points. Nea Salamina are in 13th with 16 points. And Omonia, 2 Furious at the bottom there with 13 points.
So, is it fair to say that there's only one relegation spot going now?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I don't see Nea Salamina getting enough points to come out of there. You know, they need at least 7 points to come out of those relegation places. There are 8 games left to play. That's 24 points. So they could make it, but you know, I see those 3 teams above them and Paralimni picking up points in those 8 games that are left. So I don't think Salamina are gonna make it.
Well, look, mathematically, the Great Escape could be on for the bottom team. I know it's not likely, but mathematically, the bottom team there, it's only 10 points between them and Omonia Radipo.
Yeah, and there's 24 to play for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know, my friend. You never know. But I'll tell you what, Adi being 3 points behind Buffer at this stage of the season, they will take that. Because like we keep on saying, if you're going into the playoffs with a small gap between you and first place, it's on. And we know that Adi have got the experience to win the title. They've done it before. They've got big game players. They've improved so much with Galstad coming in and Mahiev, Connor Goldson, who, you know, from what I've been told, he's been an utter leader in this squad. The players absolutely love him. And yeah, it's, you know, we were saying that it's Pafos to lose now. Well,
yep, there it is. The thing is, as well, if you have a look, Aris have only lost one game all season.
They have. They have. Who was it
So
against again?
I can't remember, but they've not. Bafo have lost more games than Aris this season.
Was it against Ajax away?
I can't remember.
I think it was Ajax away, you know.
It must be. But it should be. I don't know. I can't remember the game, but they've only lost one game this season.
Yeah.
So
check this one out.
And they were in the similar position as well the year they won it.
Yes, correct. And it was Ajax away, 2-0, 3rd of November. When Aitor and Peribon scored. Yeah.
You know.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, game on. Game on, as I say.
Yep.
Right. What is next, young man?
Right. Well, there's a couple of things. Shall we play the theme tune first?
Oh yes. How could we not?
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
So,
right.
yes.
What you got for us this week, young man?
It's a relatively quiet week this week. It's bubbling for the stuff that's going to get reported next week, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know what the hell happened between Halkanoras and Meap, but so the game finished 1-1.
Oh, no.
There was a penalty for either side, and there were 9 yellow cards. There was also a red card. The red card was for Halkanoras Idaliou goalkeeping coach, Mikhail, who was sent off for inadequate behaviour. He got fined for that. Now, we also have a Halkanoros player called Kyprianos Irakleous. He's been banned for 2 games and fined for unsportsmanlike conduct while he was preparing to come on as a sub.
Oh.
So what the hell did he do? So he did something that warranted him getting a 2-game ban while he was while he was just getting ready to come on. Like, did he get his dick out? What did he do?
I should hope not.
What did he do? Now, as well as that, Meap head coach Kostas Gaiafas has been fined for unsportsmanlike conduct towards the match observer in the 28th minute. So the person who's watching the match to see if any shenanigans get on, not necessarily the referee,
felt the brunt of Gaiafas' rage.
And Meap have also been fined because their fans threw things at an assistant referee in the 60th minute. And that game had everything happening except for goal chances. Again, it finished 1-1 and there was a penalty to each team. Now, another thing that happened is where is it? So Nea Salamina have been fined because fans threw stuff onto the pitch. So Agritas under-19s player Konstantinos Marinos Savidis has been banned for 2 games for his red card for cussing out the ref and his assistants after he got a yellow card for protesting too much. And I've got one more thing here, and it's for Ruslan, because of course it can't be a Vrionidis update without mentioning IL fans.
Come on.
IL fans are obviously not allowed to go to football games because of the bans that they've had. However, because of that, they've been showing up to futsal games. Yeah, they've been showing up to the five-a-side games instead. So Ael have been fine. So Ael have been fined after their fans kept spitting at the assistant referee in the futsal semi-final cup game versus Omonia.
What is this? We've already done the spitting with our fans. What's going on? We've already done it. To do it again.
It's amazing. Even in the mini football version, they're still at it. It's great. It's great to see. Also, President of Ael, Konstantinos has been fined for sportsmanlike conduct towards the referees because at halftime he went into their changing rooms and told them what he thought of them in their game versus Aris. It's so, it's yeah. Oh, here you go. And one more. Ethnikos Lacha player Andreas Mikhail was sent off for jumping off the bench and cursing at their referee in their game versus Aris versus Hermes. I picked the wrong Greek god, Hermes. Right.
Sorry.
So he's got a 3-match ban and a fine. Like, what the hell did he say? For a 3-match ban and a fine, because it can't be just Ramoti It can't be just that, right? It's got to be like something like serious, like in the like something that came from deep within. Yeah, like like some fucking orc level shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably Rick James on him.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
So there you go.
Lovely.
That's this week.
Happy days.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Now, before we move on, just a couple quick things. Number one, Zacharias Savor is linked with a move to AIK in Sweden. Their sporting director was at the Ari Apoel game and he has seen Savor get the assist. So he could be going to AIK instead of Gaguli in the next few weeks. And another thing that might be a little bit scary for everyone. You see this? This is Pafos. And they welcomed 2 members of the Atalanta Academy coaching staff to give some sort of a seminar on player development and training program planning. And yes, it's getting a little bit scary given who they're collaborating with now. And obviously they've got their relationships with Udinese and Watford. And this is, yes, the future is interesting for Pafos. And they won 7-0 at the weekend in the under-19s, and they had 5 Cypriots.
Yeah, they'll all be at Watford next season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go.
So that was one of the things that you brought up there was going to form part of the other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Sorry.
It was that AIK and Gardens. Apparently after every player and their dog, because there's been Gaguli, there's been Aix Farage. I got tagged in something for Imad Farage as well. Somebody who was an Aik fan asked me about it because I made a joke about Aik going for Farage in the summer. Savo and Gardens as well have made. Apparently, they made a bid of over €1 million for our baby boy, Enzo Cabrera.
Yeah.
And, I rejected it. The only thing that surprised me... Go on.
Probably because I know that they'll be in Europe next season. And they can probably get more because he's going to be doing well. You could see it. He's a quality player. We just know it's going to happen.
His contract is until 2028. So, as well. So yeah,
Yep.
he's got a lot of value locked in that contract on top of that.
Yep. Same with
Now-
Savo as well.
Yeah. So I was going to say as well that I'm surprised Loisel's agent hasn't spread any rumors regarding interest by BK Hacken or something in the meantime.
Yeah.
So I'm very surprised. But yeah, the Swedes know a cheap and a quality market when they see one. This is where you're
course.
going to get your prime cuts of fresh beef, my guys.
Yep.
This is where you're
Absolutely.
gonna get it.
Absolutely. The Swedish butchers.
No horse meat in Arkiv days.
No, none of that.
Yeah.
None of that.
But
All the players,
that's it.
the
for me.
players travel in flat pack boxes. You just set them all up.
You have to ring. You have to ring customer service because Cabrera's missing a knee.
Yes, very true, very true. But the good thing about IKEA, I ain't gonna lie to you, we had an issue with my daughter's desk, and I called them up and I told them, they're like, "Well, we'll send you another one, and you can keep the one that you got." I was like, "Okay, cool." So there's only like a couple of screws missing.
Yeah,
fine.
Right.
Sold it. Anyway, right. So before we go into Pass Corner, there was a little incident between Dingenis Mofu and Aez. Do you want to? Have you got that, or shall I?
I don't have it. I was going to leave that one for you because I've done a lot of talking.
Ooh, okay. Well, so here's the story. I saw a post by Aez on social media, and I didn't know what it was about. So I did a bit of research, and I'm going to start with this image on the left-hand side. That is from the original post by Dingenis Agridas Morfu. And they put out a statement saying the administration of Dingenis Agridas Morfu reports that before the start of the match against Aez, while our team was in the locker room, they were attacked by unknown individuals. We also wish to publicly express our complaint regarding the negligence shown by the police, despite having informed in a timely manner. Finally, we denounce that both before and during the match, dozens of firecrackers were thrown onto the field. To prove our point, we call on the relevant authorities to review the broadcast footage of the match. Now, this is where Aez step in, and they went all Malcolm X. They released a statement on Instagram, and they started off by saying, "You are exhausting, gentlemen. Enough with the constant excuses and the unfounded accusations towards external factors. For a long time now, every time you lose, the referee is to blame. The field, the fans, the wind, the police, even the weather. These excuses are simply for public consumption and convince absolutely no one. If teams were promoted based on whining, then you would surely be champions from the first round. There is only one reality. The better team won on the field, and everything else is just excuses that have no place in the spirit of sportsmanship. It is time to stop shifting blame elsewhere and accept that football is, above all, a game that is played on the field and not in announcements." It sounded like a CM Punk promo, didn't it? Anyway, on the right-hand side, you will see another image of a gentleman on a mobile phone with people around him that have got their hoods up and balaclavas, and Dingenis Agridas Morfu then released their own statement, a clapback, so to speak, kind of like Kendrick Lamar did to Drake and absolutely ended him, although I don't think this one will end anytime soon. They responded, "The hooded ones have returned. The announcement by Aez is filled with absurdities. We respond by saying that the most heartbreaking cry we have ever had was in 1974 when we were forced to leave our homeland and Morfu. As for the rest, they truly deserve congratulations for bringing back the practice of hiding behind hoods. Aez's hooded fans in action, right behind Dingenis' bench, hurling insults and engaging in physical intimidation. Behold them. P.S. And for those who have doubts, let them check everyone's financial records. Dingenis operates with the lowest budget. We have neither investors nor protectors." My goodness. My goodness. Utter gold. Brilliant.
Yep. You come at the king, you best not miss.
And what kind of king cannot protect his kingdom?
Exactly. I don't know. What is there a punchline?
No.
Oh, okay. It was it. Okay.
It's a rhetorical question.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you were going to lead on with like a, yeah.
No, that was it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. No, it was good. It was good.
Shall I go now?
It was good. There was good repartee. Good content. Content.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Good.
Thank you very much. Right. Next and final segment is PASP Corner. Our friends over at PASP doing some incredible things. And don't forget, we have the final episode of PASP Choices for this season anyway, coming very soon. And it's with Buffalo midfielder and former Arsenal Academy player Vlad Dragomir. We spoke about his time at Arsenal, going to Miracles and Cockfosters, what he did in London, and playing in the same, I'd say, training ground games as Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, Per Mertesacker, Oliver Giroud, Santi Cazorla, Jack Wilshere. Anyway, sorry. PASP Corner. Yes. Our friend Spiro, happy birthday, Spiro, as this is. He released a statement on social media the other day. And guys and girls, or whatever you identify as, if you're watching, I know this isn't for the benefit of other listeners, but if you're watching and you've just eaten, fast forward or pause until we're done.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. Yeah. So in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to bring it up. So Spiro released a statement and he said, without many words, the photos of a third division team's locker rooms are a disgrace to sports, to the teams, and to those responsible. Stadiums and facilities are supposedly inspected, but this is nothing more than a joke since none of them meet the required standards. What enrages us the most is the indifference and complete inaction of both the relevant authorities, Cyprus Health Service, and the Cyprus Football Association. Not even the toilets are functional. As for the fans' restrooms, there's no need to even show them. Shame on you. Now, I shouldn't laugh, but on the left-hand side, look at that sign on the door. Halasmeni, broken. And that door looks like it's got bullet holes in it. In fact, the image in the middle, not the one on the far right-hand side where there's shit everywhere. The image in the middle, it looks like someone's taken a bite out of the door. Do you think that was Mappa or maybe Aris or Digenis? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I could see the damage to the door is basically a player has been pissed off while still wearing his football boots and just kicked the door in.
Yep.
But I can smell that picture in the top right, and it's really annoying me.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, I'm not trying to be funny, right? But when you go on TikTok, you do have these people that are clean freaks. And, you know, they go to these dirty houses and they clean them up and they have a story like, oh, this person's a hoarder and this person's got this. And it was my...
Just release them into that, like releasing them into the wild.
They wouldn't even do that. That is disgusting. That toilet, that toilet, no. See, I've got this thing about me where if I'm going to, I don't know, a bar or a restaurant or something, I always take some disinfectant wipes, like, you know, the small packet.
Yeah.
I keep them in my pocket just in case I need to wipe the toilet seat because I don't trust them, especially in London. People piss on seats and everything's disgusting, right? No amount of wet wipes to wipe that seat is going to make me want to sit on it when that is underneath.
No.
Because the splashback is going to give you herpes or something. Like, that is disgusting. Honestly.
Especially if you're an older gentleman as well, then you've got the... No, I'm all right, thanks. Obviously, because of the image in the top right, that picks all the headlines. But there's the one in the bottom right as well, where it shows a plug socket that's been ripped out and it's hanging. Yep. It's hanging by the wires that are in the socket. That's health and safety hazard on top of everything else. So if somebody goes and uses the shower in those changing rooms and moisture and water get into that, that's a fire hazard. It's an electric shock hazard. It's all kinds of hazards. And yeah, so it's not great.
That's what. Do you know what? If I didn't know that was a dressing room, do you know what I think it was? A crack den.
Yeah. You know what's worse as well is a lot of the grounds in Cyprus are council and government owned, right? So this is on the places, the associations, the government agencies that are supposed to be looking after these places.
Yep.
And
for sure.
If the clubs are misusing them, then that's what you have fines for. You fine them enough to be able to fix the premises. That's what the fines are for. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Well, look, again, we can use the "this is Cyprus" thing again over and over again, but let's get it right. Being in the UK, we've got Brexit, but we've still got our own health and safety laws. I would like to think that Cyprus, being in the EU, they have to adhere to health and safety laws, not just being a European nation, but just the whole moral aspect of it.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
Yeah, it's not just that though. I'd like to think that we're we're clean people. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
Look, when you see stuff like that, you're like, no, we're dirty bastards. That's what we are.
Well, listen, again, conjecture. Maybe that toilet was used by Bruno after the Omonia game, or after he was allegedly chased out of a bank the other day by an Omonia fan. I don't know.
What? Don't wind them up. That's my response to that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else on the docket, my friend, or are we done?
Not from me. I think we're done.
We're done. Excellent. Well, boys and girls, thank you for staying with us. Really appreciate it. The numbers have been pretty steady at the moment, so you lot have put up with us for almost 2 hours. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram and X at This Is Mappa. A little bit of a tip my hat off to everyone that's following us on Instagram. This year alone, from the 1st of January, we've had 1.1 million views on our Instagram content. It's stupid. It's dumb. But nothing makes sense with Cyprus football. Yep. Nothing at all. But I would like to thank you for your support. Everything is great. And just for the benefit of our viewers and the people that are following us on Instagram, I've got a little giveaway coming up. And shall I tell them what it is?
Yeah, well, let's do it. Yeah. Sprinkle it at all. Okay. Salt Bay it.
Let me find it. Because I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it on Twitter as a question. And I'm going to do this for all of our viewers. So coming up, when we decide to do it, it might be before Easter. We are going to put this up as part of a giveaway. A signed Connor Goldson match worn shirt.
Bam.
There you go.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh,
we just need to decide when to do it. Yeah. But there'll be more to come. There will be more to come. I promise you lot that, because we're getting bigger. And if our plans go to plan, which I think they will, there's going to be more to come. And I'm sorry, we're the fucking best. Thasso is at Flares Cafes. Thank you again, boys and girls, for tuning in. We'll be back very, very soon. Adios.